Hi everyone, my name is Apuraj Garikapati. Welcome to my YouTube channel Amazing Apai. Lin Zeechan explains a half-truth. The fox's body was fragile, and maintaining the illusions depleted her mental energy, weakening her enough for him to repel her. Instructor Liu accepts this logical explanation and thanks him for saving the team. Lin Zeechan breathes a sigh of relief, glad his bluff successfully hid his true abilities. The calm is shattered by a deafening roar that echoes through the area. Massive flocks of birds flee the forest and panic as the team nervously wonders what is happening. Sensing danger, Lin Zeechan activates his Eye of the Sky perception ability, looking past the giant trees to investigate the approaching threat. His eyes widen and shock as he spots a colossal wall of water on the horizon. He urgently screams a warning to his team that a massive tsunami is heading toward them. Acting quickly, Lin Zeechan orders everyone to higher ground, pointing to a tree over 100 meters tall. He scoops Shan King Han into his arms and the group leaps into the massive branches to escape the flood. Perched high on a sturdy branch, the team watches in terror as the sky fills with water. Seeing the wave's height, some students question if the tree will actually keep them safe. As the violent waters reach them, Instructor Liu shouts a firm command for everyone to brace themselves and hold on tight. The massive tsunami crashes through the forest, surging against the giant trunks and turning the entire area into a raging ocean. As the initial surge passes, Liu Yongjian and Lai Mo Yu sigh with relief. Liu Yongjian is amazed the tree withstood the impact, while an exhausted Lai Mo Yu admits the ordeal nearly scared him to death. A system window appears, notifying Lin Zeechan he has survived an extreme disaster. He is surprised to unlock a new attribute called Survival of the Fittest, noting its strict conditions haven't been met in over a year. As they catch their breath, Mo Yy wonders how a tsunami could appear so far inland. Lin Zeechan explains it is undoubtedly the work of Principal Mo Dongjian. He elaborates that the principal is in a fierce battle against the divine envoy of the plant god cult to protect them, and he is concerned about how the fight is progressing. Lai Mo Yu smiles, assuring the group not to worry. He states that since the principal is a powerful rare-level expert with the flood dragon gene, she is nearly invincible in this aquatic environment. Suddenly, Lin Zeechan's danger perception triggers with an intense warning. He panics, sensing a terrifying presence approaching, and shouts to his teammates that the enemy is heading for them. Using his enhanced perception, Lin Zeechan looks up and spots the masked divine envoy leaping across the treetops, easily navigating above the flooded forest. Seeing the powerful enemy closing in, Lin Zeechan breaks into a cold sweat with a horrifying realization. If the divine envoy is hunting them, it means Principal Mo Dongjian has been defeated. 10 minutes earlier, the battle between Principal Mo Dongjian and the masked divine envoy reaches its climax. Standing atop a wave, Mo Dongjian commands her colossal glowing blue water dragon to fiercely lunge at the envoy. The watery beast crashes into the envoy, striking him with a powerful claw and sending him tumbling backward. Grievously wounded, the masked man expresses shock. Realizing Mo Dongjian has recklessly sacrificed her life essence blood to fuel such a devastating technique, as the gigantic water dragon prepares to crush him, the cornered envoy realizes he must also resort to extreme measures. A massive barrage of thick dark red vines violently erupts from beneath the surging waters, catching Mo Dongjian off guard. Shocked by the counterattack, Mo Dongjian desperately attempts to evade the dense onslaught of thorny red vines. Floating safely above the waters, the envoy reveals he too can sacrifice his essence blood for power. Below, his empowered red vines rapidly coil together, completely trapping Mo Dongjian within dense, spiky spherical cage. Taunting the trapped principal, the masked envoy abandons the fight and leaves while Mo Dongjian forcefully punches the thick vines from the inside to break free. Leaving his opponent contained, the divine envoy swiftly leaps away across the flooded canopy toward his true objective. Back in the present, Lin Zeechan informs his worried teammates that the principal has been defeated. Sensing the cult's envoy closing in, he explains he is the enemy's true target and volunteers to act as a decoy to draw him away. Without hesitation, Lin Zeechan dives head first off the towering branch into the deep flood waters below, as Shen Xinghan anxiously calls his name, confirming he also senses the powerful presence approaching. A battered instructor Liu Tanrong takes command. He orders the students to evacuate immediately in the exact opposite direction of Lin Zichen. To ensure their survival, plunging into the flood waters, Lin Zichen observes the masked divine envoy pursuing from the treetops. Satisfied his decoy tactic worked and his teammates are safe, he realizes he no longer needs to remain exposed near the surface. Swimming deeper, Lin Zichen activates a newly acquired water affinity attribute from his system. He knows his only chance of surviving this pursuit is to rely on this skill for a miraculous escape. Navigating the submerged forest, Lin Zichen deduces that since the envoy wasn't heavily injured, his battle with Principal Mo Dongjian wasn't to the death. Concluding she is likely just trapped, he sets his course toward the tsunami's origin to rescue her. Lin Zichen's danger perception suddenly flares as he senses a swift attack coming from below. He swiftly twists his body, narrowly evading a massive spiked red vine shooting through the water past him. Standing atop a towering cluster of demonic red vines above the surface, the divine envoy is shocked by the ordinary level human's underwater speed. Deciding not to underestimate the boy, he resolves to end the chase quickly. With a commanding gesture, the envoy sends the colossal mass of red vines plunging deep into the water, relentlessly chasing Lin Zichen as he desperately dives deeper. However, the sheer scale of the attack is too much to evade. Lin Zichen acknowledges the massive power gap as the thorny red vines catch up, wrapping tightly around his limbs and torso, completely immobilizing him. Feeling his vines secure their target, the divine envoy clenches his fist in triumph, declaring he has finally caught his prey. But as he prepares to reel Lin Zichen in, the envoy's confidence turns to sudden confusion. He is surprised when he feels the tension on his vines vanish. Deep underwater, Lin Zichen swims away freely. The bewildered envoy wonders how his magically bound vines suddenly lost control, unaware that Lin Zichen is secretly using his own newly acquired plant-controlling abilities to counter the trap. Refusing to believe his eyes, the angry envoy assumes his technique misfired. Determined not to let his prey slip away, he unleashes an even larger, denser swarm of red vines to secure the capture. The massive thicket of spiked vines surges through the water, rapidly engulfing Lin Zichen again. The vines wrap tightly around his body, leading the envoy to confidently declare that escape is impossible. Lin Zichen calmly activates his Lord of the Forest attribute. To the envoy's absolute disbelief, a glowing aura surrounds Lin Zichen, and the magical vines instantly loosen their grip, unable to bind him. Realizing Lin Zichen harbors a secret, allowing him to bypass the cult's plant magic, the greedy envoy decides he must secure the boy, personally. Knowing this capture would be a massive achievement, he dives into the flood waters to hunt Lin Zichen. Swimming past a submerged tree root, Lin Zichen calculates he has stalled the enemy long enough. Hoping Shen Qinghan and the team have safely evacuated, he decides it is finally time to shake off his pursuer. As the envoy approaches, Lin Zichen activates his natural camouflage skill. He perfectly blends into the underwater scenery, remaining completely hidden as the envoy blindly swims past him. The bewildered envoy halts his pursuit, losing track of his target. He is shocked to find he cannot detect Lin Zichen's presence at all, even with advanced spiritual perception. Posing to think, the masked man formulates a new theory. He deduces that since Lin Zichen acted as a decoy to buy time, the boy must have doubled back to reunite with his companions now that he slipped away. Convinced of this logic, the envoy speeds off toward the fleeing students to intercept them. From his perfectly hidden vantage point, a calm Lin Zichen silently watches his enemy take the bait and swim away. With the pursuer off his trail, Lin Zichen immediately heads in the opposite direction. He knows that to ensure everyone's survival, his priority must be to rescue the trapped principal. Before we move ahead, please take a second to like on this video. A like tells me that you enjoyed this topic. Your support helps Amazing Up High grow naturally. Farther away, the masked divine envoy abruptly halts his search through the flooded forest, sensing his initial deduction was incorrect and realizing he was tricked. Deep underwater, Lin Zichen finally spots the spherical cage of dark red vines. Recognizing it as the trap holding Principal Ma Dongyi, he approaches to secretly use his Lord of the Forest ability to untie her bindings. Before Lin Zichen can intervene, Principal Madongi violently shatters the dense vine cage from the inside. Standing amidst the shredded vines, she notes how tough the prison was and resolves to quickly find Lin Zichen and Shen Qinghan. Lin Zichen surfaces nearby to greet her. A surprised Madongi asks how he got there. He explains he was hunted by the cult's envoy and happened to stumble upon her location while fleeing. Their reunion is cut short as sharp red vines forcefully pierce the water from above. Realizing the masked envoy has caught up, Lin Zichen shouts a warning and the two dive back into the depths to evade the lethal strikes. Navigating the submerged branches, Madongi takes the lead, pulling Lin Zichen through the water at an astonishing pace. He is amazed by her rare-level agility, noting that in this aquatic home turf, not even the envoy can match her speed. Escaping the envoy's range, the two burst out of the water and leap high above the canopy. As they emerge, their expressions shift to utter surprise at spotting something massive waiting. They are relieved to see the central military district's heavily armed reinforcements have arrived, featuring transport helicopters, hovering soldiers, and a colossal red mechanical suit. A lead official inside the giant red mech addresses the principal. He apologizes for their delayed arrival, explaining the military base was temporarily thrown into chaos by an undercover cultist spy. Just as they feel safe, a blaring alarm fills the air. Madongi and Lin Zichen look shocked, with Madongi assuming the arrogant envoy is actually daring to attack despite the overwhelming military presence. Madongi deduces that the cult's undercover agents are actually right here among the supposed rescue team. As Madongi stands alongside Lin Zichen and Shen Qinghan, a sudden realization hits her. There's an undercover spy hidden among the reinforcements. Acting quickly, she grabs both students and dives from the giant tree toward the churning water below, desperately hoping to evade the dark, armored figures waiting above. However, the armored figures dive into the water right after them in relentless pursuit, leaving Madongi shocked to discover that all of these supposed rescuers are actually spies. Watching the tense pursuit from the surface, Instructor Lidu suspects that the entire reinforcement team might secretly belong to the sinister plant god cult. Realizing the danger, he urgently tells Mo Weiwei and Lai Moyu that they must evacuate immediately to avoid being caught in the impending crossfire. Suddenly breaking the tension, a massive column of water violently erupts from the floodwaters nearby. Madongi bursts out of the water, carrying Lin Zichen and Shen Qinghan safely inside resilient water spheres, but the relentless dark armored figures emerge right alongside them, now hovering in midair and completely surrounded by the armored cultists. Madongi grimly realizes they cannot escape as the ominous plague doctor, masked man, confronts her. He casually remarks that reaching such a rare evolutionary level is difficult and suggests they avoid mutual destruction. He offers to spare her and the students if she simply hands over Lin Zichen. Madongi furiously rejects the masked man's arrogant demand, fully transforming into her powerful half-dragon state, ready to fight the plague doctor. Masked man cruelly mocks her, claiming she is crazy for sacrificing her life, essence, blood, and ruining her own potential just to save two outsiders. Unfazed, Madongi fiercely summons multiple giant water dragons from the surrounding floodwaters. With a deafening roar, the massive water dragons lunge forward violently, attacking the hovering dark armored cultists. Taking advantage of the chaotic distraction, Madongi uses a swirling current to forcefully push Lin Zichen and Shen Qinghan away to safety, urgently instructing them to run. Lin Zichen catches Shen Qinghan as they are rapidly carried off by the water, telling her that they must escape quickly so they do not become a fatal burden to their brave teacher. Seeing his targets actively fleeing, the plague doctor, masked man aggressively summons his massive red vines and leaps forward determined to stop them. Right before he can reach them, one of Madongi's giant water dragons expertly intercepts his path, forcefully catching him in its massive watery jaws. The masked man barely manages to break free from the dragon's bite, but the incredibly powerful attack leaves him visibly wounded and bleeding. Still floating above the raging waters, Madongi relentlessly commands her colossal water dragon to continue its ferocious charge at the fleeing plague doctor, masked man. Suddenly, Madongi is caught completely off guard when the giant red mech from the supposedly friendly reinforcement team violently launches a barrage of missiles at her in a treacherous sneak attack. The heavy missiles slam directly into her summoned water dragon, instantly destroying the massive liquid construct in a fiery explosion. Piloting the towering red mech, the treacherous lead official violently declares his intent to kill her as the machine fires a colossal, highly concentrated energy beam from its chest. The truly devastating energy beam effortlessly pierces straight through another of Madonghi's massive water dragons, obliterating it in a blinding blast. As Madonghi stands defensively amidst the powerful swirling currents of her remaining dragons, the stunned lead official realizes that despite his overwhelming attacks, his resilient enemy has only sustained minor injuries. The divine envoy caught in the powerful grip of Madonghi's massive water dragon threatens the lead official, ordering him to self-destruct his mech's backup energy to stop her or face his entire family's execution. The lead official grits his teeth furiously, visibly distressed, but forced to comply because his family is held hostage by the cult. In her powerful half-dragon form, Madonghi charges fiercely through the turbulent waters toward her enemies. Apologizing to his superiors, the lead official triggers his towering red mech to detonate just as Madonghi lunges in for an attack. The giant machine self-destructs, unleashing a devastating explosion of fire and energy that tears through the flooded battlefield. Floating on the water, Madonghi's half-dragon body is severely burned and smoking from the point-blank blast. She curses internally, frustrated her regenerative healing is too slow to recover her strength. Injured and out of time, she watches helplessly as the silhouette of the divine envoy leaps away across the distant canopy, free to continue his hunt. Deep underwater, Lin Zichen swims away with Shen Qing'an in his arms. He realizes with dread that their powerful pursuer is catching up again, noting that while his camouflage hides his own presence, it leaves Shen Qing'an exposed to the enemy. Deciding it's too dangerous to stay together, Lin Zichen tells Shen Qing'an they must split up. He plans to deactivate his camouflage to act as bait, intentionally drawing the cult elder's fire so she can escape. Risky strategy she quietly accepts. Hovering above the water, the divine envoy easily sees through Lin Zichen's tactic, realizing the boy is again acting as a decoy so his companion can escape. Not to be fooled again, the envoy ignores the bait and plunges his thick dark red vines into the flood waters to target the fleeting girl instead. Underwater, the thorny vines swiftly catch up to Shen Qing'an, violently wrapping around her limbs and leaving her shocked by the sudden ambush. The vines yank her from the water and lift her high in the air. Despite her terrifying predicament, Shen Qing'an ignores her own safety and desperately cries out for Lin Zichen to run away. Before we move ahead, please take a second to share on this video. Sharing helps this video reach friends who may also enjoy anime, gaming, travel, cricket, chess, career basics, or personal stories. Your support helps Amazing Abhai grow naturally. With Shen Qing'an bound in a sharp vine pulled across her mouth, the masked envoy uses her as a hostage. He issues an ultimatum, commanding the hidden Lin Zichen to reveal himself immediately, or he will execute her. Bursting from the water below, Lin Zichen leaps into the night sky and firmly demands the masked envoy release Shen Qing'an. Facing the villain mid-air, Lin Zichen stops, resisting and surrenders, offering to go with the cultist willingly for his teammate's safety. Satisfied, the envoy uses his thorny red vines to tightly bind Lin Zichen. He smugly assures the boy he will eventually be grateful for this capture once he witnesses the great power of the gods at the divine plant cult's headquarters. True to his word, the envoy releases Shen Qing'an, allowing her to fall into the flooded forest. As she drops, she frantically screams Lin Zichen's name. Watching helplessly as the masked man carries him off, the envoy flies away into the night sky, taking the bound Lin Zichen with him and leaving the devastated girl behind. Floating alone in the water, a heartbroken Shen Qing'an cries and calls out for Lin Zichen, but then, a dark ominous presence begins to manifest deep beneath the water's surface, ominously muttering about divine punishment for offending the gods. As the masked divine envoy flies away with the bound Lin Zichen, a sudden and massive surge of water erupts directly beneath them. The water violently bursts forth into the sky, leaving Lin Zichen completely shocked. As he realizes his danger perception ability failed to warn him of the incoming threat, the raging torrent quickly forms a colossal whirlpool that swallows both the envoy and his captive. Dragged deep underwater, Lin Zichen remains trapped within the crushing grip of the thorny red vines. However, as he sinks, he suddenly feels a mysterious force pushing him upwards, effortlessly shattering his restraints and setting him free. Propelled by this unknown power, Lin Zichen bursts back onto the surface of the churning water. To his amazement, Shen Qing'an frantically rushes toward him, running across the top of the turbulent waves. Overcome with relief, she throws her arms around him in a tearful embrace, thankful that he survived. Holding her safely, Lin Zichen realizes that the mysterious aquatic power that just rescued him wasn't an intervention from Principal Mo Dongji, but is somehow directly linked to Shen Qing'an's own abilities. Just then, the masked divine envoy emerges from the water. Furious, the envoy hovers midair and unleashes a massive flurry of his thick thorny red vines, angrily shouting that his opponent has forced him to go to such extremes. Standing protectively in front of Lin Zichen, Shen Qing'an manipulates the glowing water around her and fiercely declares that she will never let the envoy take him away. In a desperate counterattack, the envoy's body grotesquely mutates, sprouting dark, fleshy wings from his back as he dive bombs directly towards Shen Qing'an. In response, massive columns of water rise from the roaring ocean, taking the shape of colossal hands that intercept the diving cultist. The giant watery hands violently crush the envoy with overwhelming force. Pinned and heavily bleeding from the devastating impact, the defeated envoy desperately begs for his life. Mistakenly believing he is fighting Principal Yuan, he offers to reveal the hidden truth behind the deaths of the principal's children in exchange for mercy. Lin Zichen and Shen Qing'an are taken aback by the sudden confession, with Lin Zichen internally questioning what the secret truth could possibly be. However, the magical water glowing with intense blue energy begins to surge once again, showing no signs of stopping. Staring intently at the water, the envoy's eyes widen, in sheer terror as he finally realizes he is not fighting Principal Yuan at all. But before he can expose the true identity of the power attacking him, the water he construct mercilessly crushes down on him one last time, completely obliterating him. Lin Zichen stands safely holding Shen Qing'an, looking down in shock at the mutated, lifeless corpse of the high-ranking cultist floating on the waves. As he processes the powerful enemy's sudden death, the system asks if he wishes to devour the body. As Lin Zichen reaches out to touch the defeated envoy's corpse, his system immediately absorbs the enemy's massive life essence, significantly boosting his plant control and spiritual attributes. He marvels at how such a formidable, rare-level expert was killed so effortlessly without any chance to fight back, all thanks to Shen Qing'an's mysterious power. Shortly after, a fully recovered Principal Mo Dongjai arrives in her half-dragon form and asks about the cultist elder's whereabouts. Choosing to protect Shen Qing'an's secret, Lin Zichen lies and claims he never saw the masked man. Mo Dongjai accepts his answer without pressing further. Soon, the military district's heavily armed rescue fleet finally arrives, filling the sky with aircraft and armored soldiers to safely extract the students and instructors. Later, inside a military facility, Officer Yao Muling discusses the chaotic incident with Mo Dongjai. Yao notes that fox demons usually remain strictly neutral in their own realms and rarely visit Earth, deducing that the demoness specifically came looking for a cultivation vessel and targeted Lin Zichen. Sitting back in her chair, Yao Muling admits she is puzzled. She notes that while Lin Zichen is a genius, the origin land has far more talented individuals, making it strange that such a highly sought-after fox demon would single him out. Dismissing the topic of the fox girl for now, Mo Dongjai leans in with a serious expression and asks Yao Muling for an update on the military district's internal crisis. Calmly taking a sip of her tea, Yao Muling reveals that the undercover cultist uprising has been completely suppressed. She happily elaborates that they successfully exposed and eliminated 47 deep-cover cultists, effectively purging the entire military base in a massive tactical victory. Her expression turning fierce, Mo Dongjai glares at Yao Muling and angrily demands to know if the military intentionally used the students' outdoor training exam as bait in a calculated sting operation to draw out the hidden spies. With a smile, Officer Yao Muling confidently presents a wooden box. Inside the box is a futuristic syringe containing a newly developed highly potent anti-mutation reagent intended to help treat severe combat after effects. Principal Mo Dongjai, still bearing her dragon horns and blue facial markings from her recent intense battle, politely declines the immediate injection, stating she feels fine and will administer it later. Following the chaotic ambush, the outdoor training exam is officially cut short, and Lin Zikan and Shen Qinghen are seen pulling their suitcases as they safely return to school. Sometime later, Mo Dongjai sits thoughtfully at her office desk with the medical supplies laid out before her. She ultimately decides to pack away the special reagent provided by Yao Muling. For the time being, adopting a serious tone, Mo Dongjai addresses Lin Zikan, explaining that she fully expected the plant god cult's undercover spies to target him after he displayed such overwhelming talent during the camp assessment. Standing alongside Shen Qinghen in the office, Lin Zikan takes the opportunity to ask the principal about the true nature of the plant god cult and inquires about the specific, biological level of the masked cultist elder they faced. Taking a calm sip of her tea, Mo Dongjai shares a shocking piece of history. The plant god cult is the oldest known heretical organization, predating the appearance of exotic beasts on Earth, and they are actually the ones responsible for bringing the beast to the planet. This massive revelation leaves both Lin Zikan and Shen Qinghen visibly stunned, while Mo Dongjai adds that the plant god cult also secretly pulls the strings behind many smaller factions, such as the rat god cult. Recalling her, before we move ahead, please take a second to like on this video. A like tells me that you enjoyed this topic. Your support helps Amazing Up High grow naturally. Desperate struggle against the cultists' massive thorny vines. Mo Dongjai explains that a high-level expert's true biological rank is a heavily guarded secret that can usually only be gauged through direct combat. However, to give Lin Zikan a frame of reference, she reveals that her own level is rare. Tier 3. Processing this terrifying power scale, a shocked Lin Zikan breaks into a cold sweat, internally realizing just how incredibly lucky he was that the formidable cultist only intended to capture him rather than kill him. Shifting to the main topic of their meeting, Mo Dongjai's expression sharpens as she drops a bombshell. She reveals that she witnessed the entire fight where Lin Zikan effortlessly defeated the powerful advanced rank 6 cultist all by himself, completely crossing the vast gap in their power levels. Caught off guard and sweating nervously, Lin Zikan immediately tries to downplay the unbelievable achievement, hastily making up an excuse that the masked man was already severely injured and fighting at a much lower level. Exasperated by his constant deflections, Mo Dongjai rubs her forehead and lightly scolds him for being far too cautious, noting his persistent habit of hiding his true strength from everyone. She advises him that while concealing one's abilities is a smart tactic for established experts, doing so as a student will only backfire by depriving him of valuable evolutionary resources and slowing down his overall growth. Standing up from her desk, she sympathetically adds that she understands his excessive secrecy stems from a lack of security and a justifiable fear of being targeted by malicious individuals. Walking over to stand beside him, Mo Dongjai warns that his outstanding performance at the training camp combined with the fact that the plant god cult specifically targeted him will inevitably draw the attention of top national officials who are always looking to invest in promising prodigies. Placing a reassuring hand on his shoulder, she firmly advises him that the smartest choice he can make right now is to openly display his talents and secure a powerful backer to protect himself. Lin Zikan nods and agrees to her advice, but internally decides on a compromise. He plans to only reveal his physical and spiritual strength to the public, keeping his more heaven-defying system attributes a strict secret for now. Later, RG arrives at his family's apartment building and calls out to announce his return. Stepping through the front door with his luggage, he is greeted by his surprised parents, Lin Yangxing and Zheng Wangzhen. When his father asks why his month-long training finished in only 2 weeks, Lin Zikan casually explains that the camp was cut short. Thrilled to have him back, his mother immediately offers to cook his favorite meals. Later, as the family sits down at the dining table to enjoy a hearty feast, Zheng Wangzhen gets his attention to share some good news. With Lin Yangxing affectionately placing a hand on his wife's stomach, the couple happily reveals that Lin Zikan is going to have a younger sibling. The sudden and unexpected announcement catches Lin Zikan completely off guard, leaving him staring blankly with a bowl of rice in his hands. Recovering from his initial shock, he asks if his mother is really pregnant with a second child. She joyfully confirms it, mentioning they just found out a few days ago and expressing her hope for a sweet baby girl. Blushing, his father explained the reasoning. He admits that ever since Lin Zichen and Shen Qinghan left for university, the house has felt far too quiet and empty. Since they didn't know how long they would have to wait for grandchildren, they decided to have another baby to keep them company. Seeing how happy and affectionate his parents are, Lin Zichen smiles warmly. He gives them his full support, reassuring them that it is a wonderful idea as long as they are happy, and noting that the family is financially secure enough to raise as many children as they want. Later, while relaxing on his bed and browsing a school exchange app on his phone, Lin Zichen reflects on his recent battles. He realizes that relying solely on physical strength is a fatal flaw, noting that he must also actively improve his mental strength so he won't be helpless against spiritual-type enemies. Deciding to further upgrade his advanced spirit attribute, he spends 800 of his school credits to purchase a large portion of 9-turn soul worm meat to consume for mental enhancements. Continuing to scroll through the shop, a specific item catches his eye: dimensional rat meat. He is taken aback by its incredibly steep price of 100 credits per pound. Reading the item's description, Lin Zichen learns that the dimensional rat is a muscular, squirrel-like exotic beast with a unique biological trait. An adult can store items up to 100 times its own body volume within its cheeks. His eyes widen with sheer excitement as he realizes the massive potential of devouring this meat, hoping that absorbing its essence will unlock a highly coveted spatial storage ability for himself. This exciting prospect immediately reminds him of the nine-tailed demon fox he fought in the forest. Remembering how she magically made a glowing collar appear out of thin air, he deduces that she must possess a similar spatial storage ability or item. While Lin Zichen sits on his bed looking at his phone, Shen Qinghan walks into his room and calls out to him. Looking surprised and excited, she brings up the shocking news that his mother is pregnant with a second child. Lin Zichen calmly accepts the news, jokingly saying that his parents were so impatient for a grandchild that they decided to just have another baby themselves. Shen Qinghan then slowly crawls onto the bed beside him, blushing deeply and hoping for some romance. She is caught off guard when Lin Zichen suddenly says there is something much more important they need to focus on right now. Confused, she asks what he means. Holding a pen and a piece of paper, a serious Lin Zichen explains that they must look into the mysterious power she suddenly showed during their recent battle. This leaves Shen Qinghan looking a bit disappointed by his completely serious mood. Thinking back to the intense moment when she used her water powers to protect him from the flood, Lin Zichen points out that the glowing blue water drops around her formed clear shapes. He begins drawing, noting that the shapes looked a lot like some kind of text or symbols. Holding up his finished drawing of the strange letters, Lin Zichen explains that he drew them from memory, so they could try to figure out what they mean. Shen Qinghan happily claps her hands, impressed by his memory and quick thinking. Lin Zichen takes a picture of the drawing with his phone, planning to search the internet to see if he can find any quick matches or useful info. Thinking about what to do next, he scrolls through his contacts and stops on Yu Yan and Liu Chuanwu. He figures that since those two spend their time researching ancient texts, they might know enough to identify the mysterious symbols. Shen Qinghan excitedly takes out her phone, suggesting they send the picture to her master. She believes her master's huge amount of experience and knowledge will easily help them figure out the symbols. However, her excited mood quickly turns into disappointment. Staring blankly at her screen, she realizes that even her highly respected master has absolutely no idea what the characters mean. Meanwhile, a sweating and speechless Lin Zichen checks his own phone. The two researchers he messaged, Yu Yan and Liu Chuanwu, only replied with confused meme stickers, showing that they are just as clueless about the drawing. Just as they seem to hit a dead end, Lin Zichen gets a new notification. He quickly taps on a short voice message that Liu Chuanwu just sent to their chat. Listening closely, they hear Liu Chuanwu say that the symbols actually look a bit familiar to him, though he cannot remember exactly where he has seen them before. He asks Lin Zichen where he found them. Liu Chuanwu explains that after thinking hard, he believes he might have seen similar symbols carved on some ancient items stored at his research institute. Even though he sounds very professional and helpful over the phone, Liu Chuanwu is actually relaxing on a fancy sofa, completely shirtless and surrounded by three beautiful women in revealing clothes. While drinking wine, he promises to check the institute's records first thing in the morning and let Lin Zichen know if he finds anything. One of the drunk women leans in close to Liu Qianwu, playfully cheering and begging him to keep drinking with them until they are completely wasted. Hearing the loud flirting and bragging about really expensive alcohol coming through the voice message, a very annoyed Lin Zikin looks at his phone. He angrily mutters to himself that Liu Qianwu should finish his partying before sending work-related voice notes. At the same time, the news of Lin Zikin's recent highly public battle at the training camp starts to spread. Across the country, several major powerful groups, including the Kyoto Li family, the Nanjing Yuan family, the Machine God Group, and the Kyushu Military Region headquarters have all received reports of his amazing performance. Seeing his huge potential, each group independently orders their men to keep a very close eye on the rising star. This sudden wave of attention reaches the criminal underworld as well. Inside a dark, traditional building, the great elder of the evil plant god cult stands in the shadows, holding a cane. With his mask's eyes glowing an evil red, he points out with dark amusement that Lin Zikin is becoming quite an interesting guy. While Lin Zikin is lying in bed, he is annoyed by a loud ringing sound. Looking to the side, he realizes it is his phone while Shen Ginghan continues to sleep soundly beside him. Throwing on his jacket, Lin Zikin answers the call and is informed that the items he purchased from the campus mall have been delivered. After receiving his package containing the 9-turn soulworm and dimensional rat meat, Lin Zikin uses his devouring ability on the meat, successfully unlocking the progress for the dimensional rat codex. Later, Lin Zikin looks. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to Amazing Up High. Subscribing makes sure you do not miss the next video, and it gives me motivation to keep improving the quality of every upload. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one.